Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, and it is another Wild Wednesday.
Yes, we got another edition, and joining us today, Allison Gould, an education specialist for the Great Plains Zoo, and with her, she has a bit of a slithery front of her. Appreciate you all coming on here this morning. So, who is gracing our presence this morning?
Sure. So this is our western hognose snake. Her name is Winnie. So they're a snake native to South Dakota and throughout most of the Midwest and a little bit farther west as well. But they're a prairie grassland snake, and so one of the best things that helps them out is looking like a baby rattlesnake, even though they're not.
So that's a very, so more so just to drive people away, or drive predators away.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are we consider them a big faker snake. So they do something called bluff striking. So if they do have a predator coming towards them, they'll puff up really big and pretend to strike at other animals, even though they're fairly harmless. But when they're really small, they will also pretend to be a rattlesnake and stick the end of their tail up and wave it around.
So,
go ahead.
Go
you have so many questions. Go for it.
No, I don't want to hog it all up. I don't want to hog
I guess
it
I was just wondering, so as far as predators and things like that, how important are these like adaptations for, survival for these animals out in the wild?
Yeah, it's very important for her. So she is a really small snake compared to other ones that'll be in the area. So larger snakes would go after her, larger birds or even foxes too. So she has a lot of different ways to help her out. Besides the bluff striking, she also will do a thing where she plays dead. So they have, if I flip her over a little bit, the underside of their belly is a lot darker than on their back. And so they will flip over onto their back, show those darker scales, and then open up their mouth and let their tongue flop out the side like they just died right in front of whatever's trying to eat them.
So do they stay primarily in central South Dakota? Can you see those over in Brookings by chance, or where do you
Not really this part of the state. No, if you go further out, I've actually seen one in Badlands before.
Okay.
And the wild ones are usually a little bit bigger. So she is on the smaller end of a hognose. They will get somewhere between 2 and 3 feet usually.
And their age range, do they usually go up to north of 10 years, or what's their usual age range?
Yeah, they can get upwards of into their teen years, into their early 20s sometimes.
Where can you find her at the zoo?
So she is one of our ambassadors. So she's only behind the scenes, where she comes out to all of our different educational programs. She's a really common with our junior zookeepers and on our zoo mobiles too.
Okay, and what does she usually eat then? I'm guessing like insects, things like that?
She has to eat those smaller things. So a lot of frogs and lizards are some of her favorites, or really small rodents if she can find small enough mice, or even eggs sometimes if she finds other snake eggs or really small bird eggs, she'll go after those.
Would you say that her habitat right now, is it conducive, is it endangered, or pretty much everything is fine for the most part for hognose?
They're doing pretty well. Yeah, they're one of the more common snakes throughout their ranges, but the biggest threat to them is habitat loss. So when their grasslands are being converted to agricultural land or for commercial land, that's the biggest thing that's going to hurt them if their grasslands are getting taken away.
And if people are out, visiting in the Badlands or that area and, spot snakes like this, aren't sure, I guess, are there any that, any recommendations you have for them?
Yeah, with any wildlife, it's always important just to give them plenty of space. We always tell people they are more afraid of you than you are going to be of them, especially with them. If you don't know if it's a rattlesnake versus a hognose, definitely give enough space, let them go on their own way where they're already planning on going.
You have a personal favorite feature about the hognose that you love?
One of my favorite things is that bluff striking, and her nose too. Yeah. So they get the name hognose because they use that upturned nose to dig through the dirt and make little burrows for themselves.
She's a cutie.
Yeah, she is.
I wish you could zoom in on that face. So cute.
Yeah. And she's just hanging out today. She's doing a good job.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here this morning and bringing in another slithery friend for us. And we know how I feel about snakes, but this one's cute.
There's a reason I'm in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll be right back after the break.